be about my breastfeeding experience with Taylor over here, who's climbing all over me. But anyhow, Taylor is exclusively breastfed from me. As I was saying, she does get a bottle. She does take to a bottle because the first 5 weeks of her life she was exclusively bottle fed from breast milk, but she did only take the bottle. She wasn't latching on, but eventually as soon as she turned 5 weeks, I continued to put her on my breast, and I eventually got her to latch on, and her latch is like perfect. Um, she's a little sick right now. We're both a little under the weather. I don't know if it's allergies or what. So, at the beginning, we did have some problems, as I was saying, and the doctor, she was losing a lot of weight from her birth weight, which was at 7 pounds, 12 ounces. It was a little over a pound that she lost, and the doctor did tell us to supplement with formula. I did literally like 1 ounce of formula, and she threw it right up. She just wasn't into it. I don't know if it was the kind I gave her or if she just doesn't take well with formula, but I don't know if she just doesn't take well with formula, but I never gave it to her again. I was like, okay, this is not for her, and clearly breastfeeding is where we're gonna go. Breastfeeding is something that I've always wanted to do since before I even had kids. I said I'm definitely gonna breastfeed my kids. I was a breastfed baby, and so were my brothers. I was like, I think breastfeeding is the best. Breast is best. But I definitely wasn't like super against formula. That's something that I don't think I would have done with Taylor for a long time, but I wasn't super against it because I think formula is definitely a blessing for kids or for mothers who can't breastfeed. I think it's a blessing. But anyhow, from my experience, I was able to breastfeed, and I'm so thankful for that. At the beginning, my boobs were bleeding and scabbing. They hurt, and I was just like, I don't know how I'm gonna get through this, but I did. I used the lanolin. It was like a little purple tube. I used that the hospital gave me, and I put that on my boobs every time. I just always used that every time I was done breastfeeding or every time I got out of the shower or stuff like that. And it eventually, sorry, I'm looking at Taylor if I'm not looking at you guys, but it eventually like healed up and my boobs became super tough. Also, stop, Tay Tay. Also, what else happened? I used the breast pads because I was like leaking like crazy all the time. I had an overflow. I never got mastitis. At one point, I did think I did. No, I got it later on, and that's because I didn't get the pump while I was at school one time. So I did get mastitis, and that was the absolute worst. I felt like I couldn't get out of bed. I couldn't walk. It was really bad, but I just continued to continued to put her on that boob and stuff, and it just went away within a day or so. It just felt like it was a bump in there, and it just was really sore. It made my nipples sore, it made my nipples red. But I was still producing a good amount of milk. I had an overflow of milk, and it was just leaking out all the time, so I did use breast pads. I used the Medela kind and the Even Flow kind that my best friend gave me. Eventually, once it was the pack was gone, I didn't buy anymore. I just let my boobs just leak to my bra and just washed them. But around that, when I was done with the pads, my flow had evened out, so I wasn't really leaking that much. So instead of wasting my money, I just washed my bras, and it was my nursing bras. At the beginning, I was using nursing bras. I stopped using them because, well, I didn't want to have like my boobs to not have any support for a long time. Look at this breastfed baby trying to pull down my shirt on camera. But the nursing bras, I needed some support from my breasts. They were just like hanging low all the time. I didn't like it. Yeah, we are 6 months and counting. She did start eating some cereal. And at the beginning, I was putting my breast milk in the cereal and just mixing it. But now, I just use water. Sometimes I might use my breast, sometimes I use water. Doesn't really matter. But she does still nurse on both sides and everything. I'm in public. I don't just put my breast out. I'm kind of like shy a little bit just in general. So I do have a nursing cover that was given to me by one of my coworkers. She used it with her son. I breastfed in the mall. I've nursed around family. Like, I don't really care where I am. If my baby's hungry, she's gonna eat. And if I didn't have that nursing cover, I most likely would just pull out my breast. It is what it is. People have seen boobs before. If you're a woman, you've seen boobs. If you're a man, I'm sure you've seen boobs. You might not have, I don't know, but you're gonna see one today. If my baby has to eat, I don't have my nursing covers, you're gonna see some boobs. So it is what it is. I don't really care. Derek likes that I breastfeed. He's a little more like, okay, you need your nursing cover, but he doesn't mind when I breastfeed in public or anything. I have a stock of frozen breast milk in my freezer. I pump every time I'm at work, so and every time I go to school on the weekends. So that's pretty much it. Sorry if I'm all over the place. Taylor wanted to be all over me just now, and I still have to keep an eye on my kid because she's around here. She's here, so I can't just be like into the video not looking out for my kid. But yeah, there's the breastfeeding experience. So see you guys on the flip side. Bye.